Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting video. If you cannot tell from the title, today I'm going to give you my kind of mid-year check-in update on my project pan. I'm doing two parallel project pans this year. One is going really well and I'm working on very actively. The other one is more so just getting like slipped under the rug. But today we're going to talk about the more exciting one, which is this challenge that I gave myself, that I have to use 23 different products from my collection, which I have picked and selected 23 times throughout the year. So that's what the challenge is, and today I'm going to give you my update. I'm going to tell you which products I've actually used, which ones I am almost reached my goal on, and since we still have 6 more months left in the year, I'm doing pretty well. And then there are other products that I need to amp up my progress and usage on, because we're nowhere close to reaching the finish line. So that's what this video is going to be about, and we're going to jump right into it. I will cover the more exciting updates first, and then we will move to the not so exciting updates. I know people do it like the other way around, but the way I have it on my list is basically the products that I've used more, and which I'm closer to hitting my goal on. I feel like I'm almost there. If I just use it a couple more times, I mean, that's what I tell myself, कि थोड़ा और use कर ले, फिर you'll hit your goal. So that's why I have it from like highest used to least used on my list, and I am going to be referring to my Google Notes while talking to you. So in case you are wondering why I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my laptop to give you the right numbers. And I do have the products to show you also. I've kept them around me. Hopefully I have everything over here, so we will talk about it. Also, my hair looks a little bit weird. I couldn't figure out what to do with it today. It's second day hair, but it's not behaving, and ever since I've cut my hair, I feel like I'm finding it a little bit difficult to like style it. So yeah, today is not the best hair day, but it's okay. We're just gonna breeze through this. Starting with first, there are two products that have completely hit my goal on, and I've used it 23 times, and I'm very excited. I have one to show you and the other I don't have it to show you, but I'm gonna still tell you. The first thing is this bronzer by Sugar. It's the Contour de Force bronzer. You can see that, you know, there's not going to be much of like panning or anything, because I'm gonna have to use this like 100 times before I see any pan in here. So yes, I've used it 23 times, and I used this 23 times, and I hit this goal on this product a long time back. So it's exciting, but it's not the most exciting one. And then there was also the Colourpop blush. I have this contour and bronzer and blush duo from Colourpop, which I have also hit my goal on the blush 23 times, which is amazing. It's a really pretty like peachy pink neutral color that I love wearing. So I've also reached my goal on that one. But those are the only two products that I have hit my goal on using it 23 times. But then I have quite a few things, I think 4, which I feel like I'm very close to, and I just have to work a little harder and I will be there. So the first thing, actually there are 3 Tarte blushes, which I feel like I'm very close to hitting my goal on. I have 2 over here. Let me grab the third one also, if I'm able to find it. Yes, I found it. So I have 3 Tarte blushes, which I'm very close to hitting my goal on. The first one is Tarte Exposed. This is a very popular shade, and it's been like a cult favorite. You can see that on this one, because I've used it 20 times up till now, the like embossing and the print has now started to like wear away. You can still see it, but it's faded a lot as compared to, let me show you one that I haven't used as much, and you will be able to still see the print. Like, can you see the comparison? On this one it's so obvious, whereas on this one it's faded quite a bit because of constantly dipping my brush in. So Exposed has been used 20 times. Then we have Delight, which is this one, which I have used 17 times. So I'm still not there completely, but I am close to being there. This one By the way, you can also see the embossing on, but again, not as much. I have to hold it in a certain direction for you to be able to see it, but this has been used 17 times. And then the one that I'm currently wearing on my cheeks actually is Charmed from Tarte again. And this one also, I feel like the embossing is pretty visible, and this has also been used 17 times. So I feel like these three I'm pretty close on, and I just have to continue using them. And the next time I do an update, I'm pretty sure that all these three would have reached their goal. Then we have a liquid lipstick, and this I have been working really hard on, and I've used it 18 times already. I actually cannot believe I've used it 18 times, because I almost feel like I haven't, but I actually have. And that is Cocoa Mocha from Plum. This is a brown shade, and I don't reach for brown lipsticks a lot, but I feel like I have consciously been making an effort to use this more often, which I'm really happy that I've been doing that. And this has been used 18 times, which is crazy. Those are the only products that I have like super duper happy updates to share with you on, and I feel like we're just going down and down from here. So next we have my Sugar Contour, which is right here, which has been used 14 times. So okay, let me not try to blind you. Yeah, this is the Sugar Contour, which has been used 14 times, which is great. This is my favorite contour that I own, so it makes sense that whenever I want to contour, this is the one that I reach for, and I don't want to buy any additional contour products till and when I hit pan on this, because this is my favorite, and if I want to reach for a contour, like I might as well just use this. Why do I need to like buy additional ones? You know, like contour and bronzer, I feel like is one of those products you don't need to have too many. You can just have one or two which are your favorites, and that's all that you need, you know. So yes, this has been used 14 times. And then the other product that is very close, okay, where is it, which has been used 13 times, is actually the lipstick that I have currently on my lips. It's the Miss Claire liquid lipstick in the shade 06. It is a nice nude, can be worn more often as compared to like a bright shade, and I could have used this more often, but because this is not my absolute favorite liquid lipstick formulation, I definitely prefer Plum more than this. I feel like that's why I reach for my Plum products more. And you guys, it's funny, if I had this lipstick right here, Truffle Teas from Plum, I'm pretty sure I would have already reached my goal of 23, even though this is something I've added newer to my collection. I think that's why I decided not to put this in the project, because I'm anyways reaching for it, so it would kind of be like cheating to put this in, because I'm like, ये मैं वैसे भी इतना यूज़ करती हूँ तो माइट एज प्रोजेक्ट में डाल दूँ, चीटिंग करूँ वैसे, but I didn't want to do that, so that's why I didn't put it in the project. But I have easily used this like 30 to 40 times probably, not exaggerating, because I wear this very often, like on an every single day basis, literally like 2 or 3 times minimum in a week, and I have like 30-40 lip products. So reaching for one lipstick shade 2 to 3 times in a week is pretty high. But we're going on a different tangent. Let's not go there. Let's come to some of the other products. So I also have one more Miss Claire lipstick, which I've not used as much. I've just used it 9 times. It's the shade 08. It's the pink again. So when you see me wear like a bright pink lipstick in my videos, it's probably this. So I've used it 9 times up till now, which is not too bad, but I know I could do better. So you will probably see this more often in videos, because I really enjoy wearing this actually when I film. I think that my makeup looks really good, and I love the way my lip shade looks when I'm wearing this. And yes, we're gonna work a little bit harder on this one. Moving on, next, let's talk about some more lipsticks, because I'm gonna be honest, out of my 23 products, I think half or more than half of it is just lipsticks. So it very much feels like a lipstick project pan and not like a makeup collection project pan. So let's talk about some more lipsticks. We have Fashion Brigade from Colorbar, which is a bullet lipstick. And again, I have to be super honest, I have not been reaching for bullet lipsticks as much as I've been reaching for liquid lipsticks this year. I feel like I wear a bullet lipstick maybe 1 out of 10 times, and then the rest of the 9 times I'm wearing a liquid lipstick. So I've really not been reaching for bullet lipsticks that much, but I want to change that in the second half of this year. I want to give my bullet lipsticks love as well. So this lipstick from Calabar, which is the shade Fashion Brigade, has been used only 8 times, which I feel like is a lot, because some of the other lipsticks I haven't even used that often. So this is still good, but it's not good enough. And then similar to that is Maybelline Touch of Spice, which has been used only 6 times. So this is another really pretty shade. I think that Fashion Brigade and Touch of Spice are kind of similar, but Touch of Spice is more cool toned and this is a little bit more neutral in my opinion. But I do prefer the formulation of Maybelline over Calabar, and I think that this lipstick is actually discontinued. I'm not sure, but I cannot see this lip range anymore on Nykaa, at least when you search for Calabar lipsticks. So I'm not sure if that has been discontinued. They now have like a new range of those lipstick bullets, which is basically like refillable and stuff. So I think they're very heavily promoting that, which is amazing, but the earlier ranges are now not available. So there is that. Then we also have this MAC lipstick, which is in the shade Whirl, which is like a nice nudie brown kind of shade. You can see across my skin tone like what it looks like. It is a brown, but it's not like a super deep dark bold brown. Again, I love to wear this, but I feel like when I'm wearing this I have to go very neutral with my makeup. So I would like to wear this like on no makeup days when I want to just wear lipstick. And I've only used this, did I mention it? I've just used it 4 times. So we have a lot of more work to do on this one. Then I also have my eyeshadow palette, which is the Latte palette from Dominique Cosmetics. I don't have it here to show you, unfortunately, because it's kept in a different part of my room and I forgot to grab it before this video. But I have actually used that 6 times, and the only reason why I've used it 6 times is because I wore it quite a few times in April during my brother's wedding, my cousin brother's wedding. I was using that palette. I used it on the day of the wedding, I used it on the day of the reception. I was also traveling with it, so one day prior to the wedding we had like a Sangeet function in the evening and I wore it that day as well. And then prior to that I was doing makeup trials with it because I wanted to like perfect my eye look before the function. So that's why. Okay, so I don't really know why my camera stopped recording. I think I ran out of space, and then when I was looking back at the footage I was not liking the way my hair looked at all in the first couple of minutes, and now this baby hair is sticking out, which is annoying me. But yes, I just decided, okay, we're just gonna ignore the baby hair. But yeah, I realized I didn't like the way my hair was looking, so I just had to pull it back, and this is way better. This is way better and way neater. But we were talking about the Latte palette from Dominique Cosmetics. So this has been used 6 times up till now, only because of the functions that I was going to. Apart from that, I have not been using that palette at all. The only eyeshadow product, by the way, I don't know where it is the Avon duo that I have, the contour and highlight duo, and I wear the bronzer contour shade in my crease like every single day, and I've been doing that for like 6 months now, and nothing's going to change apparently on that front. But let's move on and talk about some products which I did get use on, but I eventually decided to replace them because I wanted to declutter those products out of my collection. So the first one is the Colourpop bronzer that I was mentioning about earlier. So the blush I hit my goal on and I reached for it and used it 23 times. But the bronzer, I actually noticed that it doesn't look super flattering on me anymore. I've used it a lot in the past. I've in fact also hit pan on the bronzer along with the blush, but I just don't like my makeup looks anymore, like how my makeup looks anymore when I'm using it. So even though I did use it 8 times, I have decided to like declutter it and put it in like a makeup archives section. So I'm not going to like throw that away because it's a really special product and I have a lot of special memories attached to that product, but I don't want to be actively using it. And also it's super old. It is almost, I want to say, close to 6 years, like more than 5.5 years old. So I know that the formulation is not as good anymore, and I do have other products that I would rather use. So I've decided to move that out, even though I didn't hit my goal on it, and I will be replacing it with a blush actually. So I'm doing very well on my Tarte blushes, and I know I'll hit my goal easily. So I wanted to add in a new blush, which is the Faces Canada Berry Blush. It is something that I got more like newer, and I didn't purchase it, actually I got it for free. And this is what the shade looks like. It's a really pretty pink matte shade, and I actually really like the way that this looks on my skin. So once I reach my goal on the Tarte blushes, I want to actually start using this actively. But as of now, I've already used it 2 times, which I'm very happy about. But I'm going to continue using it even more once I hit the goal in my Tarte blushes and kind of move them out. I'm not actively focusing on this much as much, because then I feel like I will forget about the Tarte ones, which I'm very close to hitting my goal on. So I don't want to do that. But yes, I'm now going to start working on the Faces one versus the ColourPop bronzer. Then another product that I decided to kind of remove and declutter from my collection is a Lakme 95 Primer Plus Matte Lipstick that I've owned. I had 2 shades. I had Caramel Cut, which I used up completely, and then I also had a brown called Cherry Chic, which you've heard me mention a lot of times in my videos, and I have worn it and spoken about it quite a bit, but I don't actually enjoy that shade as much, and I don't actively use it. But the reason why I decided to declutter it, because now I have a lot of newer browns. I have the Cocoa Mocha one. I also purchased this shade from Plum, which is in the shade Toast Wanted. So when I bought Truffle Teas that I spoke about earlier, I also bought Toast Wanted. I do feel like Cocoa Mocha and Toast Wanted are very similar to each other, but they have slightly different undertones. I think Cocoa Mocha is more brown, whereas Toast Wanted is a little bit more of a terracotta, like red kind of a shade. Like the shade is a brown with red undertones, if that makes more sense. It's not like a red. So Toast Wanted is definitely different, and it is one that I am not actively reaching for out of these 3. So using it, like putting it in the project and using it, I feel like will increase my usage. And the more I increase my usage, I will see if I want to actually keep this shade in my collection, like till I use it up completely, or I might actually decide to declutter it eventually if I feel like I'm constantly reaching for it but I'm not enjoying the way my makeup looks. Then it would be a sign to declutter it, because even though I love the Plum formulation, if you're wearing a lipstick, you want that lipstick to look flattering on you and with your makeup. So yeah, that was a spiel. But I've decided to declutter the Lakme lipstick because I don't reach for that formula. I feel like it's not long lasting, it transfers a lot, and if I have other browns that I have in my collection which are like better in terms of longevity, then why will I reach for something that, you know, is not that long lasting and I don't reach for? So yes, I decluttered that. I took it out of the project. I used it like once or twice, but yeah, that's it. And then I've already used Toast Wanted, which is this shade, 2 times already, but we're gonna move like closer to the number of 23. So that is another product. And the last thing that I'm going to be replacing is the Tarte highlighter in the shade Fantasy. Now I spoke about this in a declutter video, which I'm not sure whether it's going before or after, but I decided to declutter it because Tarte the highlighter in the shade Fantasy is actually more like peachy pinky highlight. It's not as much as a champagne highlight, or like, you know, even a silver golden. I mean, I think champagne is the perfect word to use. I definitely like champagne toned highlighters way more than slightly more darker pink colored highlighters. So that's why I decided to declutter this one. Again, I've used it once or twice, but I know that I'm not going to like it as much, so I did declutter it. And in the process of decluttering, like when I was filming the video, actually I saw that it basically shattered completely, so I actually threw it away. But yeah, that's the update on that. And I have decided to add in another liquid lipstick, which is from Nykaa. It's the shade Soul Sister, which I have. It is their all day matte liquid lipstick, I believe. So that's what I'm going to be adding in the project. I was actually planning on adding a different product. I was planning on adding the Maybelline Touch of Spice liquid lipstick, but I figured that is also a product that I might potentially declutter, so I don't want to just add things that I'm planning to potentially declutter, and then that way I will not be able to hit my number goal on any one product, because like nothing is really staying consistent, right? So then I won't be able to hit my goal of like using 23 products 23 times, if that makes sense. I've gone on a spiel on quite a few products, but I'm done with all the replacement things that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to quickly talk about the other products that we didn't, like I didn't give you my update on these yet. So we have the Sugar highlighter, which is this one next to the contour shade. So this Sugar highlighter I've used 4 times, but the highlighter I'm using more actively, and I've used it 5 times, is the one I'm currently wearing on my cheeks. It's from Faces. It is the All Time Pro Illuminating Powder. So I've been using this highlighter more often, but I find them to be similar. It's just one of those things where this is a single, so if I want to travel or if I want to just have something in my makeup bag, I would rather take this one single product instead of taking like 3. So it's just that simple. But I enjoy both of these, and I will use both of them alternatively and hopefully hit my goal on both of them. So let's see. Also we have where is it? I have a Lakme like loose powder. Okay, it's right. I just need to stretch a little bit out of the frame to grab it. This Lakme Natural Finishing Powder. Again, I've had this for a long time. It's technically expired as well, but I have used this a couple of times. I've used it 4 times again, but I need to use it more often. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I reach for my pressed highlighters more than like a loose highlighter. So that's just that simple. I don't know if I want to replace this product just yet, because I also have a lot of other things. So this is something I was not even actively thinking about, to be honest, but we'll see what happens to that. Then I also have another MAC lipstick. I just have 2 MAC lipsticks. I also have a Russian Red. This is the only red shade that I own in my collection, apart from like red lip balm from Maybelline that I have, which is right here. I'll talk about this in a second. But Russian Red I have used 3 times, which is pretty great considering I never wear a red lipstick. So if I've used it 3 times in 6 months, that still means like average once in 2 months. Yeah, that's the average, right? So that is good, but it's not what the goal is. So I need to amp up my usage on this a little bit more. And again, it's one of those things, I won't wear red with a full face of makeup, because if I'm wearing red, I want that to be the showstopper. So I'll just do eyeliner, maybe a little bit of eyeshadow if anything, and just throw on a red lipstick and no other makeup in my face, like just bam, like in your face. So yes, that has to happen eventually. Let's see. Then last but not the least, I have one Tarte blush left, and that is the shade Captivating, which is right here. So when you look at the shade in the packaging, it might seem like, you know, this is like such a nice neutral shade, so why don't you reach for it more often? Well, on my skin, this looks, I feel like it turns a little off, and it looks like a bronzer blush all like muddled up together, and I am not sure if I really like how this translates on my skin again. So this is something I was potentially thinking about decluttering, but because I have again like special memories attached to it and stuff, I was not sure if I want to do that. I did use it 4 times, but I'm still contemplating and thinking, you know, what do I want to do with this. So I think what I'm going to do is, if you see right now, I have not used any contour or bronzer. It's just blush and highlighter. So maybe I'll try doing that with this, is not using it with any other, you know, sculpting products, and then I'll see what it looks like. Maybe it's just one of those things that you have to use like on its own and not mix with anything else, because then it'll become too much. So maybe I'll try doing that and see how it works, and then like make my final decision. Moving on next, yeah, I said I'll talk about this in a second and then I forgot about it. This is the Maybelline Baby Lips like lip balm. It was supposed to be like the Alia Heart New York limited edition lip balm. This is in the shade Highline Wine, and this is like a nice red lip balm. I have again used it. I mean, it's written like I've used it once. I think I've used it twice, or maybe I was doing the lip swatch, so I'm counting that. By the way, I've swatched all my lipsticks on my lips one extra time, so I'm not counting that because that is like for a lip swatch video. That's not like an actual full day of wear. A lot of times, like if I have free time, I'll sit down, swatch a bunch of lipsticks back to back, but none of those get like a full day wear, so I'm not counting any of those for this. So this I've apparently only used one other time, which, yeah, we need to amp up on that. I feel like again I don't reach for this as much, but I want to reach for it more. It's one of those things. And then last but not the least, I have my Marc Jacobs bronzer, which I've used 6 times, so that's pretty good. But I'm not currently like actively reaching for it because I'm trying to go towards like a blush highlighter combo kind of a cheek situation versus what I was doing earlier, which was sculpting products with a blush, and I was skipping on the highlighters. So this is what my Marc Jacobs bronzer looks like. I'm covering the mirror because the mirror is actually shattered, but you can still very much see the embossing on this. The embossing has just gone off a little bit in the center, but apart from that, it is completely still there. So yeah, this has been used 6 times, but it needs to be used a lot more for us to reach our goal. So that is that. Those are all the products that I wanted to give you my updates on, kind of, you know, catch up with you on where I've been with them. This was definitely a more chatty update than I'd expected it to be, but I hope that you enjoyed, and I am hoping that when I do my 3rd quarter update in the end of September, it's going to be more promising, and a lot of these products I would have, you know, hit my goal on, hopefully. So fingers crossed on that, and I'm gonna work very hard the next 3 months to give you a more exciting update next time, so stay tuned for that. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and if you sticked through the end of this, like seriously, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for bearing with me. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.